Are you seeking a better way to accelerate your sales, to scale your business, to live a life with no limits? Accelerate Sales Podcast features global experts who have cracked the code to recurring revenues with proven sales systems and get you on the fast track to scaling. Now let's accelerate your sales with today's episode.
Hello, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome to the Accelerate Sales Solo Podcast, episode number 436. Today's topic is, are you making 3 daily habits to hit your sales targets? If it's your first time, welcome. I share my learnings from coaching other cloud consultants to help you accelerate your sales, and typically they go for about 10 to 15 minutes, these solo shows. Check out other shows, just search Accelerate Sales and try the interview shows as well. If you love what you hear, by all means, subscribe. If you're a regular, thanks for your support. Please email me and let me know that you're listening. Paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com. It's actually hard to know who's out there. Who am I talking to? Before I start, I'd like to talk about a free Slack community for cloud consultants, peers collaborating to help you, that's right, you to run a better business. It's less technical, more biz. You can go to cloudconsultantscollective.com to join for free today. I read an email from Taki Moore, so that's TAKIMOORE, Taki Moore, and he's a bit of a legend in the coach and consultant marketing space. And I felt compelled to share and give you some of my thoughts on the topic. So the question is, or the question to you right now is, did you hit your sales targets last week? Right, really simple question, but I tell you, it's, however, very easy to avoid answering it. And what I'd like you to do is just pause for a moment and give yourself an honest assessment. Did you hit your sales targets for last week? And if you don't have weekly targets, this is very common. At Coca-Cola, I was taught to break annual targets into cases sold for every day. I remember my sales director banging on saying, you can only impact the actions for today, not the future. So what was your answer to the question, did you hit your sales targets last week? And if you did, fantastic. That's great. But if you didn't, which I'm thinking is the majority of us, because I certainly know that I didn't, can you tell me why? If you want to scale, you need to know the answers to these questions, right? Why aren't you hitting your targets? Because anyone can read the numbers. It's what the actions are that goes behind it. And Taki talks about tracking your conversion events. So he talks about chat, how many chat calls, how many strategy calls, etc. I like to prefer daily sales habits because that's right, you want to make them habits. And I mentioned 7 in the episode 320, so episode 320 of the Accelerate Sales podcast. But what I want to do is cover 3 here to help you right now. But before I go and do that, I'd like to talk to you about the free online workshop I'm running on the 31st of November 2022 at 11 a.m. PST. If you rely on referrals and want self-generated and instead you want self-generated leads, this is going to be perfect for you. I cover 3 key steps. 1 is how to pick the right niche. 2 is how to be a thought leader in your space. And the 3rd is relationship selling, all based on practical experience. You can just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/workshop to register, or there will be a link in the show notes. So, as I said, I'm going to go through 3 habits. So the first one is go through your sales pipeline every day. Always start with my highest offer and then go through to my least. And always start with the deals that are closest to closing back through. And, I look at just picking one action for each deal to try to progress, right? So just one action. And I don't know where I got the stat, but it sort of stuck with me that over 25% of missed sales are simply due to non-follow-up, right? And, if you think of it, like right now, you've probably, been in contact with someone and they've just never got back to you. So I've got one just in a personal where I'm trying to put some new blinds in a house at the moment. And, I contacted them 2 weeks ago. I've got busy. They've obviously got busy, haven't got back. So therefore I'll probably go with someone else, right? But, so often the actual sales there, and when I speak to people, the actual sales there is just that we get busy and we don't do this habit, which is go to the sales pipeline every day. And I know I've missed sales definitely because of that, and you probably are as well. So that's habit 1. Habit 2 is spend 1 hour daily reaching out to people on LinkedIn to build your network, right? And a great place to do this is go to your existing clients and look at their connections. Look at their network. Look at people that they know their mutual connections to. It's a great place to start. So I know that for me, for example, I go to a Zoho partner, a HubSpot partner, a Salesforce partner, and I'll look at their peer set or their peer group on LinkedIn, and then they become great connections for me to reach out to. And once again, you're building this network, right? This is what it's about. And I'll cover a lot more in the workshop that I'll have the links to in the show notes, and I'll mention it at the end. And finally, habit 3 is contact past clients and see if they have any work for you, right? Dead obvious, but once again, not always easy to do. They already know you. They already like you. They already trust you. You've already done a great job. But time might have moved on. It might have been 6 months. It might have been 12 months ago. And you've improved what you are doing, right, all the time. But how do they know that if you don't actually go back and talk to them, right? So there's going to be 4 key actions for today. 1 is make the habit of doing the sales pipeline. 2, make the habit of doing at least an hour outreach a day. And the 3rd is go back to those past clients. And the 4th is register for the workshop so I can show you exactly how to do the outreach. So that's at paulhigginsmentoring.com/workshop. You can get all the links in the show notes at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast, episode 436, on an app you're listening to right now. Please follow me on LinkedIn to get content specifically for cloud consultants. You can also join our newsletter. The URL now, paulhigginsmentoring.com/newsletter. And if you know someone who's missing their numbers, but they're not quite sure why, well, share it with them. They'll think you're an absolute rock star. If you're a cloud consultant or know one, don't forget the cloudconsultantscollective.com. It's free, and we can't wait to have you in there. Please take action to accelerate your sales.
I'm fired up after today's episode. What about you? But hey, before you go, learning is just one piece of the puzzle. Now it's time to put today's strategy into action. Head over now to today's show page at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast and share how you'll put it into action. Be sure to head over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe, rate, and review the show. Tell me what your favorite episode is. And don't wait 1 minute more to gain access to your pulse check at paulhigginsmentoring.com. This could be the difference between struggling to get more leads and making this next quarter your best one yet.